Recording.
Okay.
All right, for dashboard week day 2, the team had to look at beer and wine data. They split up 3 and 4. Marcus wasn't here, so he owes us one. He doesn't know it yet, but I think he owes us one. Everybody else agree?
Agreed.
Yeah?
I don't agree.
Doesn't matter that his sister got married or not. He still owes us one.
Whoa.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go reverse alphabetical order today. So up first is William.
Cool. Morning, everyone.
Good.
Yeah. Yay. Okay, cool. Morning, everyone. So there were 2 topics to choose from, beer and wine. And as the token French person of the team, I obviously had to pick wine. So I originally thought I was going to do some cool API stuff and whatever. And I ended up pretty much spending my whole day trying to do this useless thing in R. So at the end, I just used the CSV you could download straight from Kaggle. And so it had, some data on price and points.
So you basically ran out of time?
What?
You basically ran out of time?
Kind of, yeah. Well, I just wanted to do something that wasn't all that useful, so in the end I had to pretty much just use this data set. So this is what I made with it. It's a very simple
So you just
disk.
downloaded the CSV. You didn't have to do any.
Wait. So in Alteryx, I did do some basic thing, but mainly just to get some sentiment scores out of the reviews. So all I did, I had to remove pretty much all trailing and white space because there was quite a bit, and then I ran the sentiment analysis macro that we have from our training actually. So if I just go in there.
Is that from when Benedetto was in?
No, I think it was from New Alteryx training when we did some Twitter analysis stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, so the macro looks like this.
Didn't she do something like that as well? Didn't Benedetto do
Yeah, we did it a few times. We didn't do sentiment. We got a macro in there. Yeah, so the sentiment analysis, if I just run it.
So it gives you like this. What does the sentiment analysis thing do?
Yeah, so it pretty much compares so it looks at all the words in a cell, which is like a field with text in it, and then it'll attribute each of the words in a cell a score based on a built-in dictionary that it has.
Okay.
That's been preloaded with data, I guess, made by linguists or language experts. Okay. It'll pretty much give you just a weighted average score, which is
positive or negative scores.
Exactly. Okay. So actually this one, the sentiment analysis, this macro is pretty bad at doing it. So there's a lot of way more advanced ones now, but since it's the one that we had, that's one I picked.
Okay.
So while that's loading up, I'll show it to you after. I'll show you what I made with it. So I just made something called Wine Wars. Very, very simple. So what it allows you to do is select a country of your choosing. Oh, actually, it's on Macedonia right now. Hello, Lena.
Since I was just there.
Yeah.
Who's got better wines?
Italy and against France.
Yeah.
So hey, Italy wins at least in some of the categories. So it has these little. So I did a calculation. So if the score was above something in a sentiment, it would give you a smiley face. If it was between a certain range, it would be a just normal face, and if not, it would be that unhappy face we saw from Macedonia. Sorry, Lena. And then just comparing the average bottle price and the average bottle score, and so those fill up as you.
Cool.
Let's just pretend it didn't happen. And so it'll just move the things around, so you can just pretty much.
What's another wine country? What's another country known
South
for
Africa.
wine? Are they known for wine?
South Africa, yeah. And
most of the prices
Chile
are a lot cheaper.
The UK.
Chile?
Yeah. Chile, so cheap wine, but people are pretty unhappy about it.
Oh.
That's cool.
The dead face.
I love Chilean.
So that's honestly, so the thing with the Kaggle data is that only bottles with a score above 80 were kept anyways. So all of them are high, but just to make it fun, I just picked a range. But all of these are pretty much within the same range.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So the thing I spent, still want to show you what I spent almost all day doing yesterday. But so for someone who wouldn't have Alteryx but would still want to be able to do sentiment analysis, you can actually. So if you start up R, so I know it's going to scare everyone here, but pretty much you can download something called rserve, which allows you to run a sort of local server of R on your computer, and then you can access it with another program. So here, this little thing you see at the bottom right there, starting rserve, that means all of this is 3 lines of code. It's those 3 lines of code up there. I just found them online. And then if you go into Tableau,
So you're trying to do the sentiment analysis straight in Tableau with the R tools?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I spent about 8 hours doing this yesterday. Even though it's just very simple, but it's just the syntax wasn't that simple to understand, blah blah. But I finally got it to work. So then if you go here, manage external connections. Help manage external connections. You can see the external service connection thing. All these values are pre-populated. I didn't have to do anything, and pretty much this will connect Tableau to R on your own machine.
Oh, cool. That's great.
So the best thing is that R is free. So if you didn't have Alteryx, you could do this.
And what does your formula look like?
Yeah, so I'll just show you that now. So I use a package called Cisuet because it's the only one that will work. Oh, you can't see that well. But pretty much you use this.
See it on the screen.
So you use this formula called script, and there's 4 different versions of it. So bool, integer, real, and string. Mm-hmm. And that allows you to return a value from an external service. So in this case, it'd be R. Mm-hmm. So you just put that in, then you put what the R command is. So this is saying from the library that I downloaded, use this formula. So get sentiment.
Did you do a bit of research to know which formula to call then?
Yeah, exactly. But there's documentation online, like it's really well made. And then so here in the R formula, you would have pretty much just this. And it's not. And here, this would be the sort of field you were asking to analyze. Mm-hmm. So here, when you put it into Tableau, you would call that your arg1, and then you specify what that is at the end here. Cool. And so then just doing that, so I did it just a few on these few descriptions, and yeah.
And it comes back as a table calc.
It comes back as a table calc, yeah. And they work as table calcs actually. Mm. And so you could just chug in any piece of text you would have in now, and then R would automatically just give you the sentence.
That's cool. That's good to know, yeah.
So this package is also quite fiddly, because right now I don't really know. All these pieces of text are really positive, all these wide descriptions, and yet they get really different scores. So I did find better packages, but time constraint yesterday couldn't really make them work. But
cool.
Yeah, and I made a blog post about how that works. So if anybody wants to do it as well, it's much, I don't know, if you didn't have the sentiment analysis macro, it takes 5 minutes to set up in R. So
yeah, cool. It's awesome. Well done. Good job. Cool. All right, Nina.
Morning, guys. I was also on the wine crew. I originally had the same data set as Will, this data set, but I didn't really want to do an analysis on this kind of data. I just wasn't too keen on it because it's very similar to a lot of stuff we do for Makeover Monday, and I kind of wanted to do something different. So I grabbed a different data set off Kaggle, which was, unfortunately, my options. There we go. It's basically a bunch of scores on red wines. So you have.
I did see this data set as well, but it didn't have any text or anything.
Yeah, so you have no idea what the wines actually are, but it gives you details about, let's say, the quality of the wine and then the alcohol content, pH, sulfates, etc. So I thought that's really rich to try and do some analytics on.
So each row is basically a separate wine. You just don't have the name of it, right?
Yeah, so for reasons, they weren't allowed to include the name
so
of
field 1 is really the name of the wine.
Yeah, it's already identified. They couldn't provide the brand or the name of the wine. But still, I ended up, let me just try.
I had thought about giving you guys this data set. It's the same one as the reviews one, I think, isn't it?
I did a bunch of different things. I originally did a tree diagram and I did some predictives, but then once again, because we don't have names, it doesn't really make sense to do predictive because I can't say, oh, this wine is going to be like this, and there's no other comparable data set to then run it on afterwards. So I kind of just wanted to viz something like a tree diagram explaining what led to it being a good quality or poor quality. So I did a correlation matrix, which it kind of turns out a little bit odd when you look at it here. But basically, you can go along to quality, and you can see across all of the different other variables which one it has the highest correlation negatively or positively with. So you can see alcohol is quite high. And then I could also go across each of those variables and check if they have correlation with each other so that I could eliminate. So basically, that led me choosing to 3 main ones, which I vizzed on. So this was my...
So you used Alteryx basically to help you identify what are the metrics you actually really need to keep.
Yeah. Okay. So these were the end 3 metrics that were considered important. I've included this information of how I've gotten it in the information box.
Good idea. Yep.
But essentially, it just ended up being that alcohol was most important. The volatile acidity was the second most important, and this was highly correlated with other acidities. So I just took this acidity and then sulfates. And it was really interesting, so I learned a lot. I mean, I kind of knew what alcohol was, but I got a little bit of a better description on the side there. And then the volatile acidity, the way that they described volatile is something that kind of disappears when you open the bottle or something like that. But yeah, it's just considered to be the thing that impacts the taste and aroma the most. And sulfates preserve the wine, and people always have a bad stigma about sulfates, but actually they lead to a higher quality of wine, according to this. So yeah, this chart kind of shows the distribution of wines on each of the, let's say, percentages of alcohol or the measure of acidity or sulfate. So you can see that on the good wines, it tends towards high alcohol, high sulfate, and low acidity compared to other poor quality wines.
Really interesting.
Yeah. So that was really informative. I actually learned something from making a viz, which is sometimes rare these days. But yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Good. What did Simona think?
Yeah, she liked it.
Did she approve?
She did approve of
Okay.
my text boxes. She had to make one slight change to the alcohol section. She's like, it also has to be about body and consistency, not just the taste. And I was like, okay, I'll include body and consistency.
Yeah, it looks great. Yeah, really well done. Good job.
Thank you.
Who's next, Lee?
Okay, good morning. So I'm the first member to be presenting from the beer team today.
Let's.
And we were given this lovely API, if it catches up. There we go. Which we all kind of struggled to get working, really. We spent a lot of the morning.
This page makes it look like it's a really easy to use API.
Yeah. It should be. And some of the stuff was only premium as well, wasn't it?
Locations didn't match the location they had for the brewery. That's when I just stopped using it.
Oh,
You should go
geez.
to the brewery's page, take their ID, try and get the locations different between the page and the API.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry
So
about that.
eventually we came to the conclusion it wasn't a great source, and it was already approaching lunchtime, so we thought, right, I need to get cracking with something else. So I decided to go over to Kaggle and use this data set on craft beers in America. So it has alcohol and bitterness scores, the name of the beer, the style, brewery ID. You could then match the brewery ID here
Cool.
to the actual breweries. So it was quite a simple Ultrix task. So if I go over to Ultrix, some of the beers were
So did you?
duplicated.
So you actually downloaded the CSVs instead of using the download tool to download the CSVs. Is there a reason you chose to do that instead?
No, that's just
Okay.
how I did it. So there was a few duplicates in the beers, mainly probably because of different sizes of bottles, so I just got rid of them.
Sometimes they change the label and that generates a new.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fair
Or they'll
enough.
slightly change it. Like Punk IPA has two different labels, so it shows up
So
twice.
it's got twice. All right. Well, I got rid of those because it would have just sort of messed with the result. Joined them together by the brewer ID. I then wanted to try and generate some URLs. The main objective was so that it could bring back just the picture of the can.
Yep.
But it looks like in the URL it was the name of the beer, but it was, some of them were shortened, some of them were just the first word, so it was quite hard to get. The other one was just an info thing, but I didn't get time to include it. And then after that, I pulled in another data set for the state names because they only had the codes in the data set, so I wanted the names as well. And so this is what I came up with. So without meaning to, it started going along the sort of theme of a sort of school classroom vibe. So I just kind of rolled with it, and it turned out pretty well. So on here you can select a state. So if we say Colorado, and then
Craft beers in Colorado.
yeah, that's the highest number there actually of breweries. And then if you hover above a brewery here, the scatter plot will highlight to show the beers that it produces. You can then also select to filter it down if you want to look a bit further in at the types of beers. And then also if you scroll down, you can compare the bitterness value with the alcohol value. You can choose to sort by either to see which are top, and you can also change if you're looking at top 2, top 3, top 4, top 5.
Cool.
Yeah, that's about it.
Only thing is on your scatter plot there, I'd probably label the axes so you know which axis is which.
Yeah, I did have that, but it just sort of didn't look as good aesthetically with because it was outside the page. But yeah, I probably should have them in. Or I was going to try and do. I was going to try and do. Well, the title's up here, but yeah, you could have said like which one's the X and which one's the Y.
Yeah.
Or I was going to do a picture with arrows just to say, but yeah, I didn't get time.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Looks good. Great job.
The other thing is, I almost thought it was a map because you put like a picture of a paper behind it, the scatter plot.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like someone drew a scatter plot.
Because there was no axis, I thought maybe it was a map.
Okay, so similar to Lee, we both were playing around with the API for a good few hours and then had to go and find data online. And then what in the end I found is I found some beer advocate data, which it only goes up to 2011, but it was over a million different reviews of beers. So I thought, and it had four different.
Where'd you get this from?
It was from data.world.
Okay.
It was originally on the university website, but they took it down, but someone had put it on data.world. And what it has is it has 4 different review categories, and it gives an overall review, and then plus for some beers it will have the ABV. So looking at this data, I just thought the pertinent data is obviously the review information, and I was thinking what I could do with this to make something sort of useful is create a dashboard where people can select what their favourite topics are for review. So if aroma is their most important thing to them, or palate or taste, they could pick 2 of them, and from that it will give a selection of breweries or style of beers that would match that taste selection.
So no Alteryx prep required then?
So no, all I had to do, basically in Alteryx I had to turn it into just beer level, so I had to aggregate all the reviews. So there's 45,000 beers over a million rows.
Okay.
So I just turned it into 45,000 beers.
Okay.
Then,
yep.
So yeah, it's quite a basic dashboard. So in the information it tells you what the 4 different review types are, so appearance, aroma, palate and taste. So they know what to choose, and it tells you to choose 2. So here it's got taste and aroma, and here you can either choose top 10 breweries or top 10 beer styles.
Okay, just swaps out the. Whoop.
I don't know what's happening. And then from left to right, it's arranged by ranking of overall ranking of the beer. So Legally Red here
is the
best from the brewery that has the most beers for taste and aroma. So basically, I created a calculation that said if taste and aroma average is above 4.5 out of 5, give the breweries with the highest count of beers with that rating. And then obviously I had to create a table rank to rank it from left to right of best beers. So if you go further here, it should have, so the overall rating's lower here is 4.5 or 4. But this is basically saying that the brewery that you should choose to go to is Rock Bottom Restaurant and Brewery, if taste and aroma is your thing, and then it gives some more detailed information at the bottom. I did want this to go into a beer bottle, but time.
9.6, wow. And it's tasty? That's surprising.
Overall rating of 5.
What does ABV stand for?
That's the alcohol content.
Alcohol content, yeah.
13% beer right
13.
Yeah,
That's like a wine.
Yeah.
We need to buy some better beers, guys.
See, look, they seem to be liking it. This one here, look, this is a 12. So they seem to be rating highly the strong beers here.
Yeah, they're craft beers, so it could be. Yeah.
18.
It could be because of the aroma.
But 18% beer.
Yeah.
18%
I think
beer.
I'll just have one.
There's one that's like 30%. I think the highest was when I was going through the data. So
Yeah, you can get one
it's
even higher.
crazy high.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this basically
Cool.
goes to
So
one.
what happened with your beer style thing there? Is it broken? Oh, it's because don't do it that way. You have to put them inside a container so they swap out.
Yeah, they are. They're inside the container. So about obviously something's happened with some formatting,
Yeah,
but
it's because you just manually resized it. You broke it all.
it's exactly it's the same, but just
Same idea, right?
Instead, it will give you a beer style. So American double or IPA will be your best choice if your taste and aroma is your
Yeah,
first
that's
choice.
cool.
Right?
Nice, good work. Well done. All right, Elena.
There it is. Okay, so I decided to focus on the suburban lines, and I basically ended up filtering out everything else. And I'll let you know what was the plan.
Which, where'd you get the data from?
It was the same data as everyone else, the Y data.
The Kaggle
Yeah.
data? Okay.
So I was initially very happy to do the sentiment analysis, like the text analysis, But after trying so many applications and trying to sign up for both Azure and Cortana, it turns out it's very, very complicated to get those things to work. So I ended up using the macro that we had from our team. So basically you put in your data here, and I mistakenly named my wine data beer. It happens. And then the macro will run and you will get this output. Let me just show the output.
So what is this doing?
Why is it not showing here?
What's this doing?
This is getting the sentiment analysis scores. So
Okay.
it will take the text, it will run through the macro and say, like, are people satisfied with the wine or not? This is supposed to show me the data.
You probably need to run it.
Is that the same as the
I
one
did
that
run
we
it.
used?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. So yeah, it takes this text from here, and it gives these columns, which is the weighted average for your wine.
Yep.
And from 1 to 5, score for satisfaction will be the low one is number 1. Okay, so that took me more than half a day. I have to say this. Trying to sign up for everything ended up being like so time consuming. So let's go to Tableau and show the viz. Okay. So here it is, the map of Macedonia. If someone
Hang on one
doesn't-
second, it's got to catch up.
Yeah. Okay.
It's because your Chrome is killing your battery. So is that Macedonia on the right, the blob on the right?
Yes, the blob. It's okay. There it is. So I wanted to incorporate a few things that we did for our clients, like the little hands over here. Let's click add plus to go one hierarchy below. So this basically shows the country, the winery, and the types of wines that, well, were in the data set because they have much more. So here we can see the price for the wine.
Do you need the country in there if you're only doing one country?
Yeah. I initially wanted to go
Do you
with.
need it?
I wanted to go with all the countries,
Oh, okay.
but I don't know why. It took a lot of time to run everything I did, so just decided to filter out everything else. So here we have the points. As you can see, the wines are pretty cheap, but they have from 80 to 90 scores. On the bottom section.
So what is this? I don't understand what it's telling us
This
there.
is the points.
So each row has a red dot.
Yeah.
And but some of the rows have more than one price point.
Because the winery
So
would
like
have.
Renac.
So like a
Second
range
from the bottom.
Oh yeah. So it has the same brand, has
Same
the
variety.
same type of wine, but different products.
Price points.
I think it's
Or
different
different,
products.
individual products.
Okay, so why aren't there 3 points dots then?
Is there a range of points, isn't it?
So variety is just the kind of like grade, isn't it? Or something like that.
Right. So there's 3 different ones. There's 3 different price points
Yeah.
basically for that. But why aren't there 3 different? So your gray dot represent your legend says that there's points, right?
Yeah.
How come
So-
are there 3 gray dots as well?
I think that the whole wine, the whole range of the wine got the same point.
So
Isn't it
there are 3
satisfaction?
dots that are just on top of each other.
Um,
Can you just lasso over that and see how many points are there?
I can't see. It's not opening.
It's because Chrome is killing your computer.
Yeah.
Okay, just keep going.
Okay. So at the bottom section we have again choose the winery.
Okay. What are low numers?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It has to happen in each one of my business. It has to happen. Okay. It will give you the sentiment score from the macro. So it will say like how many people gave a score or were
Okay.
list from low to high. And if you hover over, you will get the whole text.
And you kept the tier words?
Yeah.
Okay.
However, if you actually go and read all of the comments, you will see that it's not entirely accurate. So I think that the macro is made to analyze Twitter and like exactly people saying how
So you
pleased
were
they are.
saying it's not a great macro.
Yeah,
one.
the tier words is in the actual score. The tier words, I think it has
Just
kind of.
buckets them basically. Right?
Yeah, there's just some words are considered very good words, some are considered very bad.
Yeah.
So it'll just tell you in that one thing how many words belong to which tier.
Yeah.
And so next time use the weighted average column.
So low number.
more than,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the weighted average is in bins, so it puts everything together.
yeah, like that, yeah.
I ended up using the bars going horizontal, which I think could have been the worst choice, but it ended up being that way because I needed to show the top hierarchy.
So does the top bar go along with first tier words? Is that what that means? If I go left, am I supposed to read that left to right?
Which one? This one?
Yeah. What does the weighted average mean?
The weighted average is only on this part.
Well, what is it? What is the length of the bar? I assume the length of the bar represents the weighted average, but
The
weighted
count.
average of what?
The count of weighted average score in this category. So-
Right, but what are you counting? I guess I'm asking for. I'm asking.
Answers, I think.
You're counting the number of words? Are you counting the number of lines? What is it counting?
Let me go back. So the data here just gives me one score for the weighted average. Let's
Just go to that. Just go to that sheet.
Okay. So just count.
Count of weighted average.
Yeah, the number of instances.
I see.
What's the weighted average related to?
That's the field that gets calculated in Alteryx.
What's the
Sentiment.
It's your. It's basically the sentiment score.
Well, like high is good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Low
it's
is
supposed to
bad.
be. Yeah.
Plus two.
Okay.
Yeah, there's just a dictionary that.
So I think that just needs some clarification. Weighted average doesn't really make much sense. It actually should probably be more sentiment score, average sentiment score, or something like that.
So
And
does
I
this
have
mean average sentiment?
points at the
Does
top.
what?
Because like the middle bar is the longest, does that mean there's a lot of average wines here?
Yeah.
Or average reviews as well?
So most of
Is it
the
a 1 to
ones
10
will fall over here,
Um,
from
yeah, I
6
think
to
so.
5.
or maybe not actually. To
Okay.
be honest. I haven't looked at documentation for it.
But in the same time, we have a points field at the top, which
Mhm.
which also shows satisfaction. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
Just be careful when you're creating these things. Make sure you can explain them. If you don't understand them, what they mean, you shouldn't visualize it. So like, you didn't understand what the tier words meant, right?
Well, from
So
one.
William
would
was
be
just
like-
giving a different explanation of what they mean than
Well-
what you were giving.
Honestly, I was googling it. So tier words would be from 1 to 5. Like 1 would be I'm least satisfied, and 5 would be most.
Okay.
So
So you probably need to categorize them differently then. Instead of saying first tier words, you could say, highly satisfied or something like that. You could rename them so they actually make more sense to people. Because first tier, if I'm looking at this and I don't know anything about wine, which I don't know what first tier words means.
Yeah.
So
I think it's just a bit of context as well.
Yeah.
Like, so you said Macedonia. Why don't you tell us a story about what the data's telling us in each of those boxes?
yeah.
So otherwise I have to work it out.
Yeah, so basically you're doing an analysis of Macedonian wines, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
So, yeah. Okay, cool. Good job.
thanks.
Alex.
Me first. Oh.
I'm just going in reverse order on the. Actually, you should
Technically
have been.
speaking, yeah.
Yeah, you should be under you. You should have got second.
You should have been first.
Jen.
Too late now.
Oh, he's got to present two anyway.
Right. Morning, everyone. Yes, I mean, I'm in the beer crew with Jamie and Lee. Andy gave us a terrible API, sold us right down the river. So
Not intentionally. The documentation looked pretty good. I just didn't try it.
It did, to be fair. But yeah, so that side, I had a pretty clear view of what I wanted to do anyway from the get-go. So when you start looking around at the data sets, it's pretty clear that there's loads of American craft beer data sets. God knows why, but there are apparently they make pretty good.
Because there's more
craft
crap
beer.
breweries.
But there's obviously better beer in Britain, so I went looking for a British data set. And to be honest, I spent ages looking for a data set. I think it was by about 2 o'clock. I was just starting to find something. So yeah, I came across Untapped, which is an app I've seen on a few people's phones. But essentially, like, you have to go through, tag as many beers as you can when you're in any pub, and just like try.
Well, beers you drink.
Yeah, like you want to try and basically like check every new beer off that you have and write a little review and stuff. It's actually like a really good data source. So, considering we've got the free beer fridge here, I thought I'd do Brewdog because they're pretty tasty and there's a good load of beers in here.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realise they made so many.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea. And
Looking at pictures, they're probably my favourite
got a
ones in the
great
beer
TV
fridge
show
as well.
in America,
One of the ones
too.
I always go for.
Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Brewdog's American.
Learn something new.
No,
I think
Scottish.
it's not. It's Scottish. British, man.
But they have an American TV show.
Yeah.
So yeah, pulled that data, chucked it into an Excel file.
So what did you? You basically were. So did you manually type all this in, or
copy paste.
so why didn't you just use Alteryx to do it?
Yeah, I mean I could have, but I just wanted to be quick.
Okay,
And it's
you're just running out of time.
Copy
Okay.
paste. Then I went into Alteryx.
Okay.
Took that data, cleaned it up. There's nothing special here. Bit of cross
You
tab.
just did a bit of.
Look around.
You gave the data a back massage.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Nice little polish. And then banged it into Tableau. And I had this like clear vision that I wanted to talk about the best beers that Brewdog do, and then also make it quite useful that if you knew you liked a beer, you could see similar types of beer next to it, so you would know what you like to drink. So it's pretty straightforward. Like top 50 beers in terms of their Untapped rating.
Can you pick hoppy beers from the list?
Yeah. So if we do just hoppy, so you can see Hardcore IPA, produced in 2010, comes out on top.
What is that left hand side mean? The chart on the left.
This one.
Yep.
This is your order. It's just ranked.
So what's the blue bar mean?
It's just there for kind of detail, really.
Okay.
So you see, if you flip around to number of reviews, it becomes a little bit clearer. I was thinking I could have just banged the number in, to be honest, but I had it, so I was like.
So you got number of reviews, and then what's the other metric?
My Untapped rating.
Number
So you see
rating.
if
Oh,
you-
okay.
If you go over there.
Oh, I see. So the bar length represents the rating in this case.
Yeah,
Okay.
and because I've only got the top 50, you
Yeah.
don't see much of
I
like.
probably would have
massive-
shrunk the names down because you got all this like space.
Yeah,
and then
it's
the
just-
bars would have been a bit
See, if
longer.
I put in all those, some of the names are just massive.
Oh, I see. I got you.
Great names though, so I felt, restorative beverage for invalidity convalescence was like worth keeping in. But it's quite cool because if you hover over, you can see the beers coming out in here. This is obviously similar to Lee did an ABV by IBU chart, and then I used some clustering because like the amount of categories they had was just too big. There was I think like 30 different types of beer, so I just wanted to knuckle down to some key ones.
Okay.
Like Punk IPA is like my favourite.
Mm-hmm.
So it was quite interesting to see.
It's only got 3.83 out of 5 on Untapped. That's really
Yeah, but it's got the most reviews, so it's kind of like that.
That's my top beer.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. When you look like at similar blue ones, and you can see like New England IPA is actually like bomb. That's got 4.22.
Cool.
What does the y-axis where it says beers release mean?
So that's when they came out, when they were released, like by
Okay.
Brewdog. As in like the year they were released.
So they came out with 70 new beers in 2017.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, right.
Or
Okay.
at least the
okay.
review was released on the site.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So yeah, I mean it's global as well. So
Yeah,
it could be different beers.
they might be
from every
making a lot of local beers or
70
something.
beers.
Certainly could. But then you see you see this Sigma Bismarck. It's a 41% beer.
Holy cow!
Yeah, it's a legitimate thing as well, and it's like 40 quid a bottle.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's like mind blowing because there was this
Well, no kidding. You probably die.
Tactical Nuclear Penguin came out first, and everyone was like going mental for this. So then they were like, "Don't worry, guys, we've got Sigma Bismarck, even stronger."
Still only a 3.68, or do you reckon there's people price Some people give ratings on price,
I think-
don't they?
I
Rather
mean,
than actual
yeah.
taste, yeah.
Whether it's worth their money.
What does it taste like? Do you think it tastes like beer? Does it taste like?
Let's not try it. All
Let's
right.
try one.
Like one. Let's try one.
I wonder if there's a significance between the amount of alcohol and the review. How well
Probably.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
After it's like, yeah, it's really good.
Depending on how many sips
I'm
into
sorry,
the
yeah, this is the best.
I'm on my
Yeah.
10th
Review
Brewdog
person.
beer and this is the best.
All right, good job, Alex.
Yeah.
All right, AJ, so why don't you present your day 2 first and then go back to your day 1?
Remember spelling mistakes with the strength of the beer.
I want to do
I mean,
sentiment
the
analysis
list-
on that one. Okay, talk about which. So like half the guys here, I did wine data as well, and then the first thing, like with everyone else, I wanted to do the sentiment analysis. So that's why I thought, okay, let's just start doing that first. So yeah, so I use the same macro that both Will tried to use and Elena used as well. But then I quickly realized that you can't really do sentiment analysis on this data because of the way it's worded, and you could it's just describe because Somir only described what the wine's like. He hasn't said they don't really use the words like it's good or it's really bad. Like they use very descriptive words. So that's why I was like, okay, I've done this, but I have to scrap all of this because there's no way I'm going to get anything out of it. So instead, I kind of just wanted to make go for instead of analytical, I kind of went for very visual. Can you?
You haven't done the share.
You have to share.
Sharing's caring.
Okay. So basically, that's what I showed earlier. So instead of going through this, I just wanted to go for a very visual. I want to see how visual I could get and kind of break everything we learned for the last 2 months. Literally, kind of. So everything we learned how to do. So I kind of want to. Sorry.
Like the style.
So yeah, so I'm going to go for a wine menu kind of theme. So
That's
now,
cool. Yeah.
it's not very analytical at all, but it took so long to get it formatted perfectly. Everything is floated.
So intuitive.
Everything is it's literally meant to be a wine menu.
Yeah, it's cool.
That
It's
is
a
awesome.
really good idea.
And then, so you can again compare 2 different Macedonian or Lebanese. So yeah, you can just choose different and everything always updates.
So
So
you
yeah,
just did the side by side. You did side by
Yeah,
side.
yeah, yeah.
It wasn't as good as this though.
Sorry.
These smiley faces.
Sad face.
Yeah, essentially, I just wanted to see how much I could push that design aspect of.
Sure.
Tableau
Yeah, good
without-
practice for floating stuff too.
Yeah, I would not recommend doing it. If you,
How long
yeah,
did it take?
Well, I can see those 2 numbers.
it's just because you
This is what I done
can't. If you want to
for
change one aspect of it, you have to change everything else manually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's
that's
the floating aspect.
that's the floating.
Yeah,
So,
I would not have floated any of this. I would have tiled this whole
I would have typed.
but I don't. You won't get the background there.
What?
Yeah,
You won't be able to get the background.
It's
Sure you can.
Can you?
Make it a
put that
dashboard
as a
background.
tile, yeah, just put a dashboard background.
But would that still? It's when I looked online,
Oh,
someone wrote a blog.
I see what you're saying. So you're floating an image behind it, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But
What
you
I
can
would
just
do is
drag that.
I would actually tile everything
Okay.
with just a white background,
Okay.
and then
Yeah.
take that entire container. So you get one massive container on the
Oh,
outside.
and then stick it.
Write down the coordinates that has the 4 points,
Yeah,
and then
that's right.
float it, and then just adjust the coordinates, and it'll all go back to the same shape, and then put the image behind it.
Yeah, that would have been a lot easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was kind of a pain.
Can you scroll down to the bottom? That wine stain, is that floating on top?
That's floating on top as well. Yeah. So that's another.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Float.
Yeah, it's-
Slow float.
Where'd
Yeah.
you get these? I was looking so hard for wine being spilled and there's terrible.
He manually drew that yesterday. That's what's
Yeah,
so
painfully.
Yeah,
You manually
yeah,
did?
it's,
Okay.
No, actually,
watermarks
so,
out and
I found PNG files where they don't have a background.
Yeah.
yeah. Cool. Nice work.
So that
Good
was
job.
this. And then for the basketball data is I have to make a heat map.
This turned out really good.
Yeah, the heat map surprised. Yeah, it took again just doing the axis took very very long time, but then it works relatively well, I think.
Yeah, once you get it formatted the right way, it's pretty straightforward. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you just so depending on your player, you can you get the when you float it tells you type of shot it is against what team, shot distance, but I think
How many
What's the
data
colour of
points
the
do you end
circles?
up with in this data set?
I used
Just go create a new sheet and throw a number of records on. Because you need to get every
What's the colour
shot
of
for
the
every
circles,
player.
please?
This
yeah.
is just
I did
one
a record
season.
number.
Just
So
one
I did-
season, right? No, just do just
Oh,
throw a number of records on the view.
Measures.
I think it's
But that's just one player, so
Yeah.
just take that off. There you go.
50,000,
So
yeah.
50,000. Okay. Exactly 50,000.
It's very
Yeah.
precise.
yeah, that's actually
Very round.
precise, even I'm not sure.
One more basket.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, the one thing I do want to show you.
The website one.
Yeah. So basically you can tell the difference when the three points and a 2 point shot. So
Yeah.
very cool. Yeah, when you highlight it different colors.
Someone scored from in their half.
Nice.
Yeah, 'cause
Good work.
that's the buzzer shots, isn't it? Just a lot of
Yeah, so there's some shots past half court. That's probably like last second shots.
Really cool.
Yes,
I think we.
I don't know why that's.
So is this
Yeah,
just
so some of them are coded wrong. Yeah.
is this just all successful? Is this just all successful shots?
Yeah, it's all successful. Yeah, all right.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's what it is.
What
Okay,
was the
that's
color
why it's
of your
fewer.
comment?
That's what I was trying to work out.
it
The
was
colour
just-
was distance.
Yeah. Cool. Nice.
The other thing is on your dashboard, the dark blue font. That is really hard to read.
Oh yeah, no, this is not normally orange.
It's really good, but the
No, it's on your actual dashboard.
on your actual dashboard.
Oh right. Oh, sorry.
I think we broke it by asking you to mess
No,
it
it's
up.
because it's gone back to all. You need to
Oh, I
get
see.
that all option.
Yeah.
Just the like average shot distance and stuff.
Yeah.
Particularly on the screen, you can't even.
You
see
can't
it.
see that now. Yeah.
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 Yeah, I'd use the white font that you use in the title.
Yeah. Why?
Yeah.
I'll try the white.
Cool. Nice. Well done.
Yeah, well done.
All right. So why don't I take control back and I'll tell you guys what you have for day
Some
3.
really cool topic today.
This one should be fun.
Yeah, it's
So do his data information.
So for day 3,
That's so cool.
can you see my screen on the? Okay. So basically, we're going to look at transport data, public transport data. I picked a list of cities. We'll pass the cup around, and these are the cities you'll get assigned, or Switzerland is a country, obviously. If one of these cities, I checked all of these, and I thought I found APIs for all of them. If they don't work, we can always swap out for another country, for another city, but you can't choose London and you can't choose New York, because everybody does London and New York. So you have to pick, if you want Chicago, you have to pick number 8 out of the cup. All right, so kind of what I was hoping for here is I'm really interested in ridership information. So, where are people going to and from and that kind of stuff. So see what you can see what the APIs provide. I don't want just a map route. That's not very interesting. So maybe do some Googling for some inspiration and things. But first off, see if the city you get has an API. If it doesn't, we'll swap it out you can find one, and then we can swap it out. Sound good?
Can we use 10.4?
No, because you can't publish it to Typo Public.
Yeah.
So
What are you going to use?
All right.
10.4?
that's it for today.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Can you shoot